Okay, here we go. We have msrm in the bottom left on Broken Crown, opening up fast Iron Vaults against a Refresh. It looks like he will just expand first. Yeah, he will just expand first. This is a nice opportunity because we don't get to see much of Refresh. His replays are closed, but msrm's replays are open. So anytime you play against msrm, just know that I might be peeping on that replay, casting it and putting it on YouTube, and watching it on Twitch too. So just the calm, composed Iron Vault, ready for the turret rush, but also ready to just go ahead and expand, which is what we're going to do. This guy might go and scout. Yeah, he's going down here. He's going to scout for the 4 or 5 workers that might be appearing and starting to build sentry posts. Doesn't look like it, says msrm. I'm going to go and expand. Drops down the effigy. Expands. Yeah, Refresh has been favoring expand first into hogs. One of the workers, whilst he still has the overcharge, is deciding to build a barracks. Partially walling off this space. Not sure if it would have been better to just use a worker in the main to do that and have this guy finish the command post faster. Not a huge deal either way. Immediate Lancer begins. msrm throwing down a Conclave. 2 guys on gas, ready to pump out gaunts. 1 brute walks across the map. The Lancer is mostly done. Another one is already queued up. And we have 6 guys on gas in the main as well. msrm begins the chopping. Lancer is out. Happy to take a one-on-one trade with a Lancer. Goes into the main to see what's up. Most importantly, seeing that there's 6 guys on gas. Mech Bay coming down, we see that as well for msrm. And a Conclave, so another Conclave. msrm saying, okay, it's Hedgehogs. Or, you know, it could be a very light Hedgehog into fast Vulcans. But either way, Weavers and Gaunts are what you want. Weavers for the Vulcan, Hedgehog, Gaunts for the Hedgehog. But it looks like double Hedgehog production. And what our friend Refresh likes to do is to do a turret rush on the 3rd base. We did see a cool game where he did that against msrm on Boneyard. This map is even shorter, so it does favor the bunkers and the worker pulls with overcharge. And 3rd base does go down for msrm, so he's trying to catch up because the Infernals have to build 9 volts, which means their natural gets delayed and they can't multi-build it with overcharge as well. So trying to catch up economically. Light on the production. Ritual Chamber coming in now, that's interesting. So Gaunt Speed is what you get out of that, or maybe even the Flaming Imp upgrade, which is very underused right now because it's very broken, like it's bugged. The imps last for like 20 seconds for some reason. I don't think that was intended, but that is what we've had. Stormgate is up. We've got 2 Hogs and 3 Lancers versus 3 Brutes and 4 Gaunts. msrm coming around trying to see if he can apply any infest. There's the workers. Workers coming in and try to build a sentry post. Sentry post gets denied immediately. A lot of Refresh's units are stuck behind the Stormgate. He's trying to move them through because it's very awkward. Obviously, the aggro sometimes goes on the Stormgate if there's nothing in range. So an A-click will not be the most effective. You have to do a lot of awkward move commanding. Now remember, we did pull workers for this, so all of the time that these workers are here, they're not mining, and that's a lot of resources lost for a Refresh. msrm says, okay, you've got a Buzzsaw Cannon, you've still got a lot of workers here. I'm going to chill. He's getting Plague Traps. So Hexen Tech is actually what we're going for, which to me is an enormous sign of disrespect from msrm. But he does like to experiment, especially against good players. He'll try some funky stuff. It's not like he's trying to lose the game, he's just trying to win the game in a different fashion to how he's used to. And we do have, yeah, Hexen Traps coming out. We have 2 Conclaves, so we can produce Hexens. And turrets are coming in. Remember, instead of these Hexen Traps and Conclaves, we could have Hellborn right now. Hellborn able to blast down turrets and stuff like that. And Lancers. But we'll see if these Hexens are able to do anything. We haven't seen much Hexens. Someone in my chat just recently said, where are the Hexens? I haven't seen them in a long time. Well, here's one. We have a trap over here. We have turrets being built behind the tree line here, so msrm may not even know about this. Yeah, he has no idea that there are turrets being built behind his tree line. The Faerun is there cleaning house, making sure everyone's topped up. And we have this Hexen and Hexen trap tech. Unable to do too much of it. Forward sentry post now coming in. There's a buzzsaw cannon there. Not sure what that's really for, because it's not going to reach anything. Aha! The Lancer walks through the Hexen trap and takes some damage. Another buzzsaw cannon comes in. I mean, we're definitely missing Hellborn here, no? Just to plow down everything here. There's no actual damage outside of the buzzsaw cannons. The hedgehogs are not enough. A bunch more Hexen traps being put down, hoping that after all of this is cleared up, the army of Refresh gets walked in on, walks over those traps. Biolab finally coming down. One Lancer tanks it. And we've got lots of old men in the back with their sticks, putting down traps on the ground. This hedgehog is close to getting into that. Weavers, oh, we're gonna, yeah, we might be able to pull units into the traps, which is cool. msrm, by the way, getting a third base over here behind this. Refresh is hard committed to the 2 base. Doesn't quite have full Luminite saturation, so even though he managed to clear out the Infernal third base, oh, nice trap. Even though he managed to clear out the Infernal third base, he's still behind economically.
A storm gate has appeared.
msrm has the shrine here as well, so lots of mining going on there. And you can see he's using he's kind of putting some units into the traps and then healing them up with the Faerun and the repair turrets. Nice, okay, that was good. Walking over a lot of traps there, loses the Lancers from his army. These hedgehogs just don't have anything to kill them. Yeah, I mean, the Hexen are just not good enough with their right clicks to ever kill these 5 hedgehogs that have been here for a while. Hedgehogs running over the traps get quite low, but not quite low enough. And msrm trying his absolute best to get the Hexens to work. He does have Miasma almost finished. Vulcans are coming in as well. Some Hellborn were just made as well. So we do have some decent damage dealers in the back now, as well as Miasma, so you don't really want to stand still for too long with the Miasmas in play. There they are, pulling away from that, and now the Hellborn will come in and clear up the turrets. Some more Miasmas going down. Shame we lost that Weaver from earlier, because he would have been great for these Vulcans, which are just in the back there doing damage. Okay, finally going to take a third base here for Refresh, so it's 8 minutes in. msrm already has a fully saturated third, but he doesn't feel comfortable to move out, right? Like, Hexens take caution to make them work. Laying down traps, finding a good place for the Miasma. You can't just walk across the map, because if you get surrounded, it's over. You're not going to get the Miasmas everywhere that you need them to, and then your Hexens will all just get annihilated. Even some skulls there to provide some vision. You do have the Dog Pack, a very nice Stormgate reward, so that will be able to harass this base, maybe even jump in and harass this, maybe even jump in here and harass that, so very respectable harassment force here. We'll probably just deny this base. The damage is good. Runs away, but that main army is now in the third base of msrm. The workers from the first pull are still here. And what do we have to clear up these Vulcans? Miasma no longer deals the damage, percentage-based damage that would shred the Vulcans like they did before. We do have Hellborn. They're slowly getting there, trying to get onto the heavy targets. Miasma is available. The units were stood in the Miasma for a few seconds, but as I say, it's no longer the damage it used to be, so these high health units not really caring. We have some nano swarms around as well, with the Faerun in the back and a repair turret, so lots of healing, able to kind of counteract the tick damage from the Miasma. Hellborn getting on top of the Vulcans, target firing 2 of them down, but losing all the Hellborn in the process. Gets a third Vulcan there, very nice. And yeah, Refresh just really hammering the healing strategy here. Medtechs, Faerun, Repair Turret. Weavers are now coming in, and a big army just out of nowhere appears for MSRM. Hooks in one Vulcan. Are we going to get another one? We do. We get another Vulcan. Very nice. What happened to that dog pack? Oh, they're here. Yeah, the dog pack is in the main now, causing trouble. We'll be able to blink out, do some more damage. Unfortunately, the gremlins take the aggro, so we didn't actually lose any workers there. Oh no, the dog pack, I wouldn't have done that. Using the dog to tank the trap there. These dogs are so valuable. Okay, now we are trying to move forward. We've got some front line in the Brutes and the Weaver. And was that an Atlas drop? Yeah, we've managed to get up to an Atlas drop behind all of this excitement for Refresh. It's now Atlas dropping the Stormgate, trying to find who might even try and land here. Yeah, get some good shots in there. Gets 2 Brutes, very nice. Shadow Flyers are out, so he needs to be careful. The Shadow Flyers are kind of bumbling around right now, but they could be targeting the Atlas drop. But we do have a bunch of access, so we've hard switched into Bio. Exos do not have their tier 3 upgrade yet. This Atlas drop has found a nice spot here to just keep dropping and getting beautiful damage done here. So Atlas drop being used to good effect here. You don't see it very often, but the players that can do it will use them very well. Weaving, trying to catch one, but picking up and dodging the lash. Creating a real problem here for the Infernal player. It's just been too chaotic, and msrm put so much Therium into his Hexens that he doesn't have the Therium for, say, a dragon or a bunch of Shadow Flyers that would normally deal with this. And as I say, this is why Hexens are not very popular. It's very hard to make them work too well. Actually using Soulforge on Atlases. So now we have 5 Atlases in 3 dropships. And apparently they actually renamed Miasma, so I will find out what that's called now, and or next time I see a Hexen, and I'll call it the appropriate name. Shadow Flyers trying to get onto the evacs. Atlases get dropped. And there's just a beautiful amount of Bio and Atlases. Atlas is doing very well at zoning. The Infernal Army and the Exos are slowly chipping away at this base. msrm has done well. He's managed to get up these 2 bases as well, so he's not out of the game yet. But he is missing his trademark dragon. Again, this is all off of the back of having to make these high Therium units like Hexen and Weavers, as opposed to just making nothing but Brutes and Gaunts and then getting a dragon and then Hellborn, which is the standard way of playing this matchup for the Inferno P. And then obviously Shadow Flyers if there's anything that needs Shadow Flyers. GG! Hexen, I can't believe that didn't work. That's msrm's comment about this game. But yeah, it's cool. msrm does a service to the Infernal kind of stance, the Infernal viewpoint, where he shows you that not everything about Infernal is strong. He will lose games trying to go Spriggan, trying to go Hexen, Weaver. There are still a bunch of Infernal units that are just very underwhelming compared to the good units from the opponent. So, you know, you can see here Vulcans did very well, Hedgehogs and Turrets do well. It's not completely hopeless for the other 2 factions. So this is msrm's secret way. He won't admit it, of course, but this is a secret way of saying, hey, don't over-nerf me. Don't do it too hard, because Infernals will start to suffer, because we actually have a bunch of units that need a bit of love, like the Spriggan and the Hexen, that are just very hard to make work, even at the highest level here. And you can see, like, the Hexen attempt was there. We tried to put down some traps. They sometimes looked like they did something, but overall it was such a huge sink into Therium especially, that as the game progressed, there was just no growth from the Infernal player. And eventually we just got out-teched, right? Like, there was no way to deal with the Atlas drop. And then by the time the bunch of Exos were there, where we would want Miasma, the Hexen were already dead, so yeah, just no tech growth. But yeah, still a really cool game. A great game, obviously, from msrm, even though he lost, trying something new against the #1 Vanguard. world right now on the ladder. That's Refresh. I'll show you guys here. He's the only player that's managed to get a very like solid MMR, 2,323 MMR, 84% win rate. So it's not like one of these accounts where you just get a 200 win streak playing noobs. He has been playing a lot of good players. He's 1-9 versus Control, 32-5 versus Kong. So he's managed to get a lot of Infernal versus Vanguard practice against Kong here. Senegalo who's able to beat as well. Impressive stuff, but Control is definitely posing a threat to him. Let's look at the current patch. Yeah, okay, so it wasn't this patch that he lost against Control. He's just been doing really well this patch. What's his win rate? 92% on this patch. 95% win rate against Van, 93 against Infernal, 86 against Celestial. Impressive stuff. But there it is. Nice to get a refresh replay. Thank you msrm for telling me about this. As you can see, his match history is private, so we don't get to see much about it. But that's all for me. I hope you've enjoyed this Vulcan shooting this shrine for the past 2 minutes. Oh, so nice and peaceful over here. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Like and subscribe.